Hi everyone, and thanks for tuning in for the new moon chart. It's the first new moon of 2020, and it's going to be on January 24th, and it's occurring at 4 degrees of Aquarius, 422. My name is vickieverlie. I'm the rock and roll prophetess. I am a psychic been doing readings for over 30 years, psychic my whole life. This is an astrology reading, but it's not an actual by-the-book reading. So if you're by the book astrology and everything is set in stone, this means this, then this might not be the forecast for you. However, if you're a person that's like, oh, this looks like it's just way too much astrology for me, I'm not going to be able to follow it, hang in there because it does get more and more psychic as it goes along. I almost use this like as a scrying tool. I do psychic readings, and I do tarot, and I've even created my own deck. And you can find out all that information above and below if you're interested. Now let's get into this chart. So we're finally getting a little bit of a relief, it seems, from all this Capricorn energy. I mean, it's just been Capricorn out the wazoo, right? I mean, well, Saturn, Pluto, and, this stuff's not going anywhere. And the node will be changing over, in like April, I think. But at least some of the personal planets have moved on and gone on. We've got Sun and Moon in Aquarius, and then we've got Mercury also in Aquarius here. And then Venus is up here in Pisces with Neptune. That's some cool stuff. But let's look at this new moon energy. Let's see what is it connecting with here. It's squaring Uranus. Oh, that's interesting. That's about all it's showing here is squaring Uranus. Well, Uranus is the ruler of Aquarius, so it's squaring with its own ruler. So the Aquarian, I almost said Ukrainian. Aquarius, 11th house, Aquarius, Uranus, all the same energy. For those of you who watch, who try to learn as they watch. This is really, I feel like it's sort of asserting itself. It's sort of saying, listen, and Uranus has just turned direct, too. It turned direct a few days ago, or from when I'm recording this video, right when around the new moon eclipse, the full moon eclipse we had. I hope everybody came through that okay. That was some pretty intense energy. We'll talk about that in a minute here, though. Yeah, it's squaring Uranus, and then it's sextiling this Lilith Chiron thing here. So that's pretty intense. But I feel like it's just, we're amplifying that Uranian energy. So that Uranian energy, what is it? It's I want to be set free. I don't want to be in constraints. I don't want to play by the rules. Saturn likes to have a lot of rules. Saturn likes to have things just so, and these are the rules, these are how things go. And Aquarius is like, I'm free, you can't. It's like freedom from the shackles. The shackles are being thrown down and released. And it's like a breath of fresh air is what it is. And, of course, Aquarius is an air sign. I know many people think because it's a water bearer, it's a water sign, but it is an air sign. So it's a breath of fresh air. It's really needed. I mean, I'm very earthy, and I'm a Capricorn sun, and I love my Cappy energy. But we need this. This is like, please give us a break here. It's going to lighten things up. And I just was doing another reading, and this theme of things being revealed, that just seems to be coming through here. Things are being revealed. Things are being shown that were being controlled. Not controlled substances, but controlled information, or controlled things that were being really tightly held into place and were suppressed. And we're doing this this thing, and because we have power and money, we can keep it quiet. It's really blowing the lid off. That's what I kind of feel like. Some huge thing could come out, like some big information could be revealed, like something that could just change the whole thing, change everything, change the whole game around. It feels like that's what's coming up here. It's also, it's sextiling this Chiron Lilith thing here. Chiron Lilith in Aries is very powerful too for healing, but also, Lilith is a warrior of sorts. She couldn't be bullied. Lilith was not going to be bullied. Lilith was not going to be told what to do. She did not want to be subservient to Adam. And no matter what they did to her, she stood her ground, and she would not be pushed around. She would not be bullied. She would not be manipulated. She would not be bossed around. So that stuff is really coming out. And these two joining together, I think is just going to be so powerful, because Chiron is that wounded healer. You know, Chiron, somebody told me this once and it really resonated to me. I read all the Chiron, the Rainbow Bridge book, which is a great book and everything. But back when Chiron was first coming into play and we were all trying to kind of figure out what Chiron really is, and you know, and I read all those books and all this discussion, but the one key thing that really got me, and I think I have a pretty good handle on Chiron right now, is that Chiron is where we wound ourselves over and over again. So as we wound ourselves over and over again, this Lilith is like, no, we're not doing that. And but some of the times how we wound ourselves is just by saying, okay, you know, when somebody treats you badly, or somebody says, I want to do this, and you just say, okay, go ahead, you know, fine. You just shut up or stuff it, or just, you know, don't, and compromise is good, but, you know, Aries is Libra is the sign of compromise, and Aries is the opposite of that. Aries wants to assert your own will. Aries wants to get their way. And we should all get our way sometime. And Lilith is coming along and it's like putting her arm around Chiron. It feels like it's saying, come on, Chiron, you don't have to cower down. You don't have to keep doing this. If this makes you feel small, because Aries does not like to feel small. You know, Aries wants to assert themselves and be noticed and be seen. And they will speak out and they will go forward. And so I think Lilith is so powerful being in the sign of Aries. So that's the vibe that's just really coming forward, especially for the Divine Feminine. And then she's kind of coaxing, you know, come here, Chiron. Tell me what is it? Where have you been wounding yourself over and over again? Where have you been giving away your power over and over again? Something else that occurred to me not too long ago, I keep meaning to bring it up in this readings, is the glyph itself. Chiron's glyph looks like a key. And so in some cases, Chiron can really be like the key to everything. The key to unlocking why we're suffering. The key to unlocking why we are holding ourselves back. Why are we suffering? Why are we not really doing exactly what we want to do? And, you know, there's a point, again, we got to bring it, there's got to be balance. There's a point in, well, if you're going to hurt somebody's feelings, or it's really going to be, you don't want to be cruel or mean, but if it's just a point of just giving somebody their way all the time and letting them just walk all over you, that's stopping right now. You know, that's stopping right now. And Uranus is not only bringing forth that urge to be free, but bringing forth potentially opportunities. You know, this new moon in Aquarius squaring with Uranus, you know, a square is like this. You know, this is a straight line, obviously. You know, it's not really represented that good here, but it would be like it would come out here and square. If you did a cross, you know, a square goes like this. So you're going along some path, and this is like hanging a hard right, you know, hanging a hard right turn, and just all of a sudden changing directions here. And with the Uranian energy being so prevalent, you know, that could totally happen. Uranus, I think of Uranus because it's an outer planet, but I think of it, for those of you who do know tarot, I do think of it like a major arcana card. I think of all the outer planets as like major arcana cards, like the equivalent to a major arcana in the tarot, because they have a higher influence, they have a bigger scope. The personal planets are like the minor arcana. It's your everyday goings on, it's this and that, and you know, but the outer planets have like a bigger scope, a bigger field of influence, and can have a wider and broader impact on people. Bring about something that you didn't even see coming. And it doesn't have to be bad. People always say, oh, Uranus, it's going to be in its Aries. Oh, God, it's going to have a car accident. You know, it's the first thing everybody goes to. Oh, you're going to have a car accident. Uranus, look out. It's going to be a car accident. You know, stop that. You know, if you feed that, you know, it's that adage of, you know, the two wolves, and whichever one you feed grows stronger. Well, if you're going to feed that it's all doom and gloom, you're going to have a car accident, blah, 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 well, then you probably will have a car accident, okay? But if you feed the, wow, what possibilities are out there? What have I not seen? You know, universe, show me, open a door for me, show me the path. Be wide-eyed and, you know, not anxious, but excited about, an anticipatory, you know, vibration of, wow, I can't wait to see what exciting things Uranus has in store for me, then maybe some exciting things will come your way and some beautiful surprises, wonderful surprises. Fabulous prizes, I just heard. Fabulous prizes. Okay, I want to move over here because we still have to talk about this and this stuff here. We've got Venus conjunct Neptune in Pisces. What a beautiful energy that could be. Wow. You know, Venus and Neptune together is the epitome of creative, spiritual stuff, getting downloads. With Uranus too, if we factor that in, you know, this is inspirational. This is inspirational creativity coming through. This is, you know, dream time would be cool. And I mean, we all should be always be keeping dream journals, but I mean, totally, you know, you could get an idea through a dream. You know, you could get a creative inspiration through a dream. A problem could be solved through a dream. Neptune and Venus also is, you know, it's totally creative, but it has a very strong connection to music, and it has a very strong connection. Uranus being in Taurus too can be music. The minute I said that, I was like, shoo, they pulled my eyes right here, and I was hearing all this, you know, higher plane, ethereal stuff, you know, that's just like way up there, angelic realm stuff, music stuff, you know. So, I mean, people who are like me, if you write music, you could be really just, it could be pouring out of you, you know, it could be pouring out of you. And it could be like, if you've never had that experience, you know, some people who are music writers are just as, they've studied theory and they know that this chord, you know, this is a good progression, and they put it all together kind of in their head. If that's been your path so far, you might get, it could just all of a sudden, wham, doors are wide open, and it's coming through fast and furious and strong. And you know, when that does happen, I mean, I've been doing that forever. I've been channeling music, I guess you could call it that, but I never called it, I didn't know what I was doing. But I've been, since I was a teenager, it started, you know, when I was maybe 14, 15, I first started writing. And it's very exhilarating. It's very, it makes you feel really good. You know, you feel like you're amped up afterwards. Your energy is totally replenished, you know. So, you know, it's not so much being in the head. The Mercury is moving away from this. But it's more being in the heart. This is totally the heart energy too. Although Uranus and Aquarius is very mental, the air signs are very mental, and but it's a higher octave of Mercury. It's like taking it to the next level. It's not so much in your you know, your monkey lizard brain or whatever. You know, it's you know, embracing that higher energy. And then this Venus Neptune, totally beautiful. You could fall in love under this aspect, but also with Venus Neptune, you could fall in love, and you could possibly be, you know, looking through rose-colored glasses. You know, you could be imbuing them with qualities that maybe they don't actually. And this is, you know, right before Valentine. Here comes Valentine's Day, which, you know, I could give two shits about, really. You know, but people get all worked up about Valentine's Day. Oh my God, it's Valentine's Day, and I don't have a date, or blah blah blah. You know, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say blah blah blah, and because I do empathize with you, but it's just a day that, you know, it's a hallmark, whatever. But a lot of people, you know, I don't know the statistics, but I would be willing to bet that so many people are joining, like, you know, these dating sites and doing stuff like that around Valentine's Day. I know that I get a lot more love reading requests around that time. I shouldn't make fun of you. I'm not making fun of you, but it just gets to be a little bit, you know, with the Venus Neptune, you could be like, oh, I met somebody and they're my love of my life, and you're just, you know, you could just be, the downside of the Neptune is this energy of not seeing things clearly, you know. And this Venus Neptune could also be totally overindulging in, you know, hallucinatory, mind-altering stuff, you know, whatever your jam is, you know, whether it's, you know, ayahuasca, you know, those kind of things, or, you know, weed, or if it's alcohol, or whatever you're into, you know. You could overindulge in that. But be careful, you know, that if you do meet somebody at this time, that you may be just, you know, not seeing the whole picture, you know. another thing to think about on this, you can meet somebody really unexpectedly if that's where you're coming from and that's your motivation here, if you're trying to meet somebody. So I always tell people when they have these unexpected things, don't go out of your house with, no makeup and your sweatpants, even if you're just running up to get gas at the corner or whatever, because that'll exactly be the time that you're going to meet that person when you look like, something the cat dragged in, then that's going to be the time that you're going to run into them, of course. And with Uranus, please, 100%, that's when you're going to run into them, when you're totally not expecting it. So, I mean, it doesn't mean you have to go, full makeup or whatever, but, run a brush through your hair and, put some shoes on or whatever before you go out. Oh, there went our thing. Here, it's back. Usually it dims and then it goes away. Maybe it dimmed and I didn't notice it. Anyway, so, yeah, what are we talking about? Talking about falling in love. Yeah, you can fall in love under this. But just, be a little cautious under the Neptune, Pisces, because Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. That's why I bring it up. For those astrology students, 12th house Pisces, Neptune, all the same energy. And Venus is joined Neptune in its home sign and that's where we got all this Neptunian energy going on. So, everything's, like I always say, everything's got a positive and a negative. You can use it in a positive way or you can use it in a negative way. The negative way is the fish swimming downward, it's escaping reality. And the upward way is divine inspiration. I'm just looking, this is an aspectarian if you're not familiar. Just shows all the aspects. We got Venus square Mars. And this all squaring the Neptune. I didn't catch that. Oh yeah. Venus square Mars. And this thing is squaring up with Mars up here. I don't know what that really, I have Venus square Mars in my natal chart. And I know it's not supposed to be good for relationships. So, it's like when you're looking up stuff for yourself, it's like, oh, well, that's bad. I don't want to read that. So I just move on. So I haven't really, but I think that it could, again, the squares make things happen. Squares are, okay, conjunctions, trines, and sextiles are considered positive aspects. And then opposition and squares in particular are considered, negative aspects. But squares make things happen. Just like anything else we were just saying, there's always a positive and a negative. So, on a negative tone, Venus squared Mars, you could have a misconception about somebody that you're seeing, and take it the wrong way, or feel like there's something, maybe there's, with the Neptune, like there's some hidden, you're having a secret affair or something, and start in on a fight with the square. It could lead to a fight. Although these are mutable signs, but it could. And then you find out later that wasn't even the case. That you got it. So just make sure you've got your facts straight if there's something like that going on. I feel like the Venus-Mars thing, though, could be a very strong sexual attraction, really. And again, if you're by the book astrologer, that's probably not anything you're going to read in a book. That's just what comes through right now in the moment. So you don't need to correct me in the comments. That's something that I really don't like, okay? If you have I love reading your comments, and it doesn't always have to be good, and you can offer alternative opinions, but if you're correcting me over astrology stuff because you're a by-the-book astrologer, please don't bother, okay? But yeah, I feel like this could be a very strong attraction here. I feel like this is, something that could be very passionate, but we still want to keep in mind that, it is Neptune is ruling this whole thing, and there definitely could be, some sort of illusion going on here. I feel like, this could also, taking it back to the creative inspiration thing about it, the Venus-Mars thing, it could be, something, you could get this divine inspiration and then square the Mars, you could have the energy to, flesh it out right away. Because, I know many creative people, and I know a lot of creative people watch this, and myself included. I get ideas all the time. And I'm always writing them down or making notes on them, and then I just have notebooks full or, stuff in my phone. And that you gotta, somehow, you gotta get on it, You have to say, well, okay, let's just take one of these ideas and let's actually work on it. And this Mars energy can give you the passion and the energy and the drive to really work on it. And because it's in Sagittarius, I feel like it could be really, it could come across like, you know, you could really have a great handle on it. You could really, like, not because it's 9th house and it's higher, you know, it's higher learning, and you could really, because it's not just Mars pound it out, you know, get it done, pound it out. You could add even more, your mind could really be in sync with it. You could really add more flair to it, or, you know, vocabulary words, or whatever, whatever it's, you know, whatever is required. I think it could be finessed. There could really be some finesse applied to it, and it could come out, you know, even better. Because again, if you're creative, you know, sometimes, you know, it turns out good, and sometimes it's not as good. You know, you just want to get it done, and this could be like really turning out good, and you could really be like, I'm seeing people like standing back and looking at their work like, wow, that really kicked ass. I really like that. It really turned out good, you know. Okay, let's just take another quick thing here with this. That's all sextiling the Mercury too, okay. And Saturn conjunct Pluto, we talked about that. That's all sextiling the Mercury at 13 degrees, yeah. Mars is sextiling Mercury at 13 degrees, yeah. Your vocabulary could be like really right on. You know, you could come up with the right words, or, you know, two people could tell you the exact same story, you know. And one could be just like really, you know, well, I went outside and I worked in the garden, and then I came back in and took a shower. And then the other one could be, and I went outside and it was a beautiful day and the birds were singing and the beautiful flower, you know. It could be much more descriptive, much more expressive, you know. Expressiveness is highly, it's a highly emphasized vibration here. And that's an energy that you could really work with. You still have all this Capricorn stuff going on, Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter node, you know, so, and Ceres too. So there's still that's that work ethic, you know, that's like that work ethic is there. But this other stuff, you know, it gives it a little room to breathe. It gives it a little bit room to breathe, and it's not just like pound, 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 work, 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 you know, get it done. It's like, get it done, but add some beauty to it. Neptune, Pisces, Neptune, Venus thing here, you know, that's definitely beauty. You know, that's beauty all the way. So add a little beauty to your life. I think this is a welcome breath of fresh air, as I said initially. That's my biggest thing here. It's like a breath of fresh air, and it's much needed. What was I going to say? There was one more point. Darn it, I hate when that happens. Because it comes in, and then if I don't grab it, it goes right out, and it's gone. Well, anyways, yeah, well, my name is Vickieverlie. This is the new moon in Aquarius. I have taken down the eclipse reading because there was problems with the buttons and everything else, and I'm still going to offer the year ahead for a little bit longer because people still want it, if you want to check that out. And I will address the Saturn-Pluto briefly in your chart and look at some of the eclipses. That's the astrology portion, and then I throw the cards and stuff too. So that's still available if you want to check that out. Yeah, I think this is going to be a really welcome breath of fresh air. Things getting lighter, things getting fresher, creativity and inspiration if you use the energy in a positive way. If Venus-Mars can also be obsession. Not so much in these particular signs of Pisces and Sagittarius, but it can be. It can be an obsession. So if you do meet somebody, you don't want to get obsessed about it. You know, go do something else. Go fill your cup. There's many ways to fill your cup. Fill your cup till your cup runneth over. That's what the guides just said. Yeah, and I like that. I'm going to leave it at that. All right, so yeah, I'm Vickieverlie. I'm the Rock and Roll Prophetess. You can find my website above, or all the links are below. Don't forget to hit subscribe. I know people say they have a hard time finding me. I appreciate everything that you do. I do have a Patreon page. I have liking, subscribing, sharing. I have all sorts of stuff on my website. Under the arts section, I have custom astrology art stuff that I do for people. There's a few different kinds. And I have a bunch of t-shirts that I've designed, adult coloring books. I have all sorts of stuff. So by checking out my website and perusing my wares, and by liking, sharing, commenting, it all goes towards me continuing to do these free readings on YouTube year after year, month after month. And this is a good way to kick off the new year. I'm really liking the vibe of it, and I think it's going to be kind of nice. Again, breath of fresh air. Fill your cup till your cup runneth over. Okay, I'm Vickie Verlie, Rock and Roll Prophetess. Thank you for tuning in. Remember, you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.